Hello and welcome back everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. What would you do if your girlfriend starts a relationship with one of her customers? She decides to leave you and now, after 7 months later, she is asking you to take her back. Uncharacteristically for her, she is begging, crying and showing tons of remorse now. Should I consider giving her another chance? Or I cut my losses and let her go? It's time we listen to the story.
I dated my ex-girlfriend for nearly 2 years. I thought we had a good relationship and that we were progressing as a couple. She always told me she loved me, and I loved her too, of course. I pretty much thought we were gradually working our way toward getting married. We adopted a puppy together. My career is as a personal trainer and fitness coach, and she is the assistant manager of a Pete's coffee shop. We had a one-bedroom apartment together in the nice part of the city. Eventually, in a discussion that shocked me, my ex-girlfriend told me that she was in love with someone else and would be moving out. Apparently, one of the regulars at her coffee shop is a somewhat well-known but still C-list actor, and she had been seeing him behind my back. I was totally blindsided by this. I thought it was totally unfair of her to throw our 2-year relationship away like that. However, I'm not a violent guy or one to show much emotion, so I accepted her decision. I was somewhat insulted, but didn't say anything over the fact that she chose to tell me this news in a crowded restaurant as if I would become violent in private. I drew the line at her entitled suggestion that I box up all her stuff and send it, apparently at my own expense, to what was supposed to be her new address. She also didn't even mention the dog we have together. All I did was tell her that I would take all of her things out of our closet and all her other stuff, which wasn't that much, and put them in a big pile near the door. I told her that, unless she intended to keep paying rent, that she would have to surrender her key on the first of the month. She was still on the lease of our apartment, and would be for another 4 months, but that didn't matter to her. She never did come back for her things, nor did she return the key. Therefore, the landlord changed the locks at my expense, because technically I was reneging on the terms of our lease. Pretty much, my ex-girlfriend didn't have many things anyway, and just used my stuff, and although it was a struggle financially, I chose to stay in the apartment alone and just pay for it all without her input. Her whole contribution was half of the rent. I pretty much paid for everything else, such as groceries, internet, us dining out, etc. When she didn't come back for her clothes and the other things after a week had passed, I donated the items to Goodwill. I was pretty upset, of course, and for a few weeks after our breakup, I was very depressed. My employer was really cool and put me on a paid 2 weeks leave when she saw I was sad at work. She also paid for me to see a therapist on the weekends. Eventually, I got over it and returned to work better than ever. I was curious to know about what my ex-girlfriend was up to, but I knew it was better than to try and find out, nor could I follow her on social media because she blocked me everywhere.
Fast forward 7 months and OP's been doing a lot better.
I've been on several dates. It isn't hard at all to meet women in my profession, but nothing serious has come of them. This was mostly my decision. I even reached boyfriend status with a woman I met at a concert, but broke it off with her after a couple of months. I'm still friends with her, though, and we're cool when we run into each other, which is often. I realize that in a lot of ways, I still kind of miss my life from when I was with my ex. Well, out of nowhere, my ex just starts messaging me on Facebook, so I guess she unblocked me now, about how she misses me and wants to hear my voice, and about how she made a mistake and was just confused. She went on to mention a lot of our shared memories together. In truth, I really do miss her, but I'm wondering why she's even trying to communicate with me again. When we were together, I liked the fact that she was in a lot of ways a strong and independent person, even if she didn't exactly pay for half of our mutual expenses when we lived together. Uncharacteristically for her, she began to beg me and plead me to see her. She said she was on her knees asking for another chance, that she'd never mess up again, that she was sorry and that she was a fool, and that she would behave from now on. This all happened last night, and I haven't replied to her yet. She sent me a couple more messages today, continuing the same theme. She's sorry, she's begging me on her hands and knees and all that. She also says that she understands if we can't be a couple, but that she needs me as a friend in her life because she's so sorry she threw me away. She also says that I should at least let her back into my life so she can see our dog. Well, he's sort of just my dog now, but I don't know. It just seems so out of character for her to be vulnerable and begging me.
Could this mean that she is really sorry? Should he maybe give her another chance? Here is the update.
Thank you for the great advice regarding my original post linked above. I was wavering on maybe replying to my ex-girlfriend's messages on Facebook and on my phone, but I haven't yet blocked her on either. I kept her alive on Facebook because I want to monitor if she starts trashing me to people we both know and starts spreading lies. Then I can successfully produce my screenshots of all her Facebook rantings of the past 2 days when she apologizes for treating me like trash, begs me, and everything. I've saved them on my hard drive, but also emailed the images to multiple webmail accounts as a backup. I'm not blocking her on my cell phone for now either. Every few messages she sends, I screen capture the images and email them to myself at 2 different email accounts so that if she ever tries something dastardly, I have some evidence in my pocket, even if I lose my phone. And also, I'm not blocking her for now because, to tell the truth, I'm actually staring at my computer and phone screen in wonder at her texts. She says, "I'm so in love with you. I can't live without you. I don't think I can go on like this." Later, sending me a photo and says, "This is my favorite picture of us. A trip to New York that I alone paid for, by the way. I wish we could go again." You were right all along, but I didn't listen. What can I do to make you give me another chance? I'll do anything. I'll give you all my money. I'll cut off all my hair. Anything. Please, please talk to me. God, I hate you so much. How could you let me make myself so pathetic like this? Leave me with something. Technically, you have to let me come over because you have all my stuff. If you're keeping me from my old clothes, shoes, purses, and that coffee maker is mine. By the way, it makes you a thief. If I'm on the lease, I have a right to come over. I'm going to call the police to kick down the door so that I can get my... describes a certain outfit that I don't remember because I gave it away long ago.
Well, then she continued to say, "For the love of God, we are grown-ups. Don't ignore me like a child. You're acting like you are 5.
God, I miss you. I was stupid to try to leave you. He was mean to me and offensive. He wasn't anything like you. I regretted it the minute I left. You're the love of my life. I made a mistake. Don't we all make mistakes? Remember the time you kissed your boss? In a way, you cheated first, but I forgave you. Haha. FYI, I kissed my married, much older boss at our company Christmas party on the cheek in front of her husband in thanks for giving me a present. I mentioned this event to my ex a long time ago, and she described it as cute then, but now she's deciding to remember it differently. The last few things she said was, "I'm sorry for the mean things I said. I'm sorry about everything. I'm just so sad right now, and I need you. I know I don't deserve you because I was bad to you, but you've always been better than me. You're more mature than me, even though I'm almost 5 years older. I've depended on you, and I dumped you because I was selfish and careless. But I've changed. I swear, baby, I've changed. Please give me another chance." I have to admit the last one was so manipulative, and it weakened me a little, but then I remembered how she abandoned me without a second thought the moment she thought she had upgraded. So, no thanks. It's a nice day out, and I've got 3 appointments with young, single women who flirt with me constantly, but I've always been too professional to respond. Maybe it's time to stop living in my own past and start enjoying the perks of my job. By the way, I told the landlord and my neighbors that if my ex shows up, she is absolutely not welcome and to call the police if they can. The only comment from the landlord was that my ex was a loser and that I can do better than just a pretty face. He also told me that she had the temerity to list him as a reference on a few rental applications the past few months, and he told the screeners the truth. Abandoned lease, irresponsible, not recommended.
Well, Opie, those messages are really desperate. I'm guessing she quit her job and tried to become financially dependent on Mr. C, and now she is jobless and homeless. I hope she finds her way out of the mess she made by herself. Enjoy being single, Opie. This concludes today's story. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, let's listen to a few comments by the community.
Otter LLC says, "Oh man, that stream of messages looks so much like what I've been getting from my ex for the last year. Unfortunately, we have a child together, so it's hard to cut off all communication completely. The way she swings right back to anger and contempt when pleading and flattery don't work, that's the giveaway. This is not a person who will treat you with basic respect, but you don't seem to need the advice anymore. So, from someone else who is going through a similar situation, stay resolute. It's hard seeing someone you used to love be in pain, but you know you're making the right choice. Heresy 101 says, I can't believe this woman is 31. OP, I just want to say that you're absolutely nailing it here. Keep up the good work. I initially felt bad for you because I know how exes can get into your head, but I'm glad that she's so ostensibly unstable because I'm sure it helps you maintain your perspective. Good for you, man. Good luck. Or Doom says, she sounds crazy. Let me just say, though, you cannot fully move on if you keep letting her in like this. Yeah, it's just messages that you are not replying to, but they are still taking up your time and attention. Fully move on and be happy. Block her ASAP.
End of the story. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.